What's up, boys and girls? This is your host, Rafał Matuszewski, and this is another episode of Cut the Shit, Get Fit. Wow, I'm driving. These have been really good because I'm able to save some time and produce more content for you guys, and I'm also thinking that I might as well do these more frequently and, create a vlog as well. And, ultimately what I'm trying to do with all this content is just to spread the message of good information on fitness and health, because I find so much out there is just shit. And, I still get new clients asking me, again, I believe there's no stupid questions, but when I get questions about how maybe a cleanse or a fad diet or a exercise I saw on Instagram would be a good choice, when I'm constantly giving out, some sound advice, it just goes to show that there's not enough good information out there. So that's what I'm trying to do with this stuff. So hopefully you guys understand that. So before we get on with the show, we got to do some shout outs. And again, I didn't memorize the cities, but I did memorize the countries. Because with international countries, their city names I usually butcher, and there's no chance in hell that I would be able to pronounce them correctly and memorize them all in one. Oh God, poked my eye. All right, so number one, all the way in Australia. Actually, I know this city. It's Melbourne. Shout out again. This is the second week in a row that you guys are number one. I would love to go out towards Australia and explore that place. So if anyone's listening from Australia that would love for me to come to their facility, office, or wherever, if you want me to speak on fitness and health, hit me up. I'm available. And number two, again, I don't know the city, but the country, all the way in Switzerland. Shout out to everyone in Switzerland and listening to my show. That's super awesome. And number three, again, don't know the city because can't pronounce it properly, and there's no chance in hell I can remember it. All the way in Germany. Shout out to all my German listeners. This is awesome. And fun fact, SoundCloud, where I host my podcast, it's a German company, German startup, which is super cool. So shout out to everyone in SoundCloud. So what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to try to keep it short, is the difference between focusing on the micro and the macro. So what the hell does that mean? The micro of your health and fitness journey would be like, in 4 weeks, I want to be able to back squat 135 pounds. The macro would be, at the end of the year, I want to be able to squat 215 pounds. See the difference there? Another example, a micro example. I want to be able to lose 4 pounds in 8 weeks. That's an example of a micro. Macro, I want to be able to lose 20 pounds this year. See the difference? The reason why I'm bringing this up is that so many people always focus on the micro when it comes to weight loss, especially. They have this idea in their head that, all right, now that I've dedicated, health and fitness as my, main goal, main focus, that the results are going to happen quickly. We live in a day and age where everything's so quick. We get annoyed when we are out and about trying to use our phones and our phone isn't in a good area to get reception, and now we're on a 3G network and you're swearing your ass off because you can't send a text message or scroll through Facebook fast enough. That's the world we live in today. We get angry at our phones because we can't look at, the 26 things on BuzzFeed that you didn't know that you need to buy. Right? It blows my mind. So when you think of anything to do with fitness and health, our expectations are similar. We expect that, after a week of working out, that scale should be just dropping like crazy. But that's not how our bodies work, right? We get so fixated on how quickly we can get our results, and this is why people fall into the trap of fad diets that claim that, you can drop 8 pounds in your first week, which you could, and all you need to really do is limit your carb intake and not drink water, and boom, there you go, you lost 8 pounds, right? Like, people get so obsessed with micro goals when really needing to focus on the macro. Like, the typical person, if you really think about it, when they eventually come see me in person, online, whatever it is, they're, early 40s, and now they realize that, holy shit, I need to get my health in order because doctor said this, doctor said that, this hurts, that hurts, whatever. They most likely were really fit when they were, in their 20s and college. They played sports, they did this, they were able to they were like the fountain of youth. But then real life happened, they got their job, they got married, they had a couple kids, and now they're realizing, holy shit, I'm overweight, I have so much weight to lose, I need to get it off. But if you really think about it, that was like a 20-year gap of inactivity and poor eating habits. So why do people think that in a 6-week, 8-week challenge, they're going to undo 20 years of terrible, sleep, eating, and fitness habits? That makes no sense. That's equivalent to someone going insanely in debt and then stopping that terrible behavior and then expecting in 8 weeks that they're 150 grand in debt, that they're in a hole, is going to disappear because they start saving $100 a month. Like, the math doesn't add up. And that's the same thing when it comes to fitness and health, right? If it took 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 5 years, whatever it is, to get to a point where you need to change something, it's not going to happen. You're not going to undo all that in 8 weeks, right? This is why I always tell people when I sign people up as a client, I tell them the minimum commitment with me is 6 months. I don't train anyone any less time than that because I want them to change their lifestyle. I explain how things work in the macro, right? In a 1-year span, and this is where I encourage everyone to train with me, is 12 months, because that's where you're going to see some serious change and also lifestyle change to the point where you're going to enjoy training, where you're going to enjoy maybe waking up a little earlier on Saturday to go for a hike, a bike ride, or whatever the hell it is. That's what's going to truly change. If you're not willing to dedicate a year to your health compared to the 2 decades of destroying it, then there's no chance for you. It gets to a point where there's almost no point of return. What is it going to take? I brought this up in a throwback episode where, I think I talked about a client that they were on so many different pain medications and blood pressure meds because they just never took care of their health, right? Do you want to get to that point and now start making time in your schedule because, we're all fucking busy? Are you going to take that time to go to your doctor's appointments and things like that, follow-ups, tests, whatever it is? Which one would you rather have? They're both a lot of work. They're both going to feel shitty at that point in time. So make the choice. All right, this is why I encourage so many people, think long-term. Think long-term, right? No one talks in this day and age anymore about their 5-year plan, right? They have no idea what they're trying to do with their life. Why not create a 5-year plan for your health? It's that simple, right? If you dedicate a minimum a year to your health, say for example you go to the gym once or twice a week for that entire year, no excuses, no, whatever it is, you just do it. And when you get through that year, you'd be really surprised how much you've accomplished. So really think about it. This right now, I'm recording this on November 4th. For those listeners that have been with me since last November, the year is already over, right? Like, you've done it. Now reflect back. Have you changed anything for your health when it comes to fitness and health? Many of you might say, like, hell yeah, like I added an extra day, I started going to sleep earlier, I started doing this, I started doing that. But for many of you, you're probably still in the same situation you were a year ago. Listening to me to talk about health and fitness, making yourself feel good like you're actually doing something, but you're not. Like, my goal, and I stole this from Gary Vaynerchuk, like, my goal is for you to stop listening to my podcast and go do the work. Like, how much more content do you need to inform you that movement on a daily basis, eating less than you need to, and not binging on foods over the weekend is the key to success? And actually throw in one more, do it for a very long time. Like, how much more content do you need to listen to get that message across? You need to put in the work, right? It's just the analogy that I use, like, you can read about doing push-ups. You'll learn everything about it, but it's not until you actually do them where you get stronger and better at them. But for some reason, when it comes to the fitness and health industry, people that are struggling, they just want to consume more information that's basically the same thing, just reworded a little bit differently to make them feel like they're either going in the right direction or to make them feel like, they're going to find something different that's going to be the cure-all, be-all. It's not that simple. Like, my challenge to you is to literally stop consuming my content, because we all know that we get through phases where before bed we're scrolling through Facebook and Instagram, and it's like 40 minutes later you've accomplished nothing, right? So I always get this question from people because I do so much social media. They're like, oh, do you like consume a lot to like really understand what people need? And I'm like, no, I don't really consume anything. I will look at Facebook and Instagram a little bit, maybe 10 minutes in the morning, so my eyes wake up to the blue light. That's about it. There's a ratio out there that 98% of the population consume content and 2% create it. I'm part of the 2%. So maybe you need to shift your focus and, become the 2% where you don't consume, and maybe document your journey. Keep yourself accountable. Like, starting today, post that you are doing a 1-year challenge for yourself, and you're going to post something fitness and health related every single day. And you're going to do this because you want all of your Facebook and Instagram followers to keep you accountable. And simply just put in the tagline like, day 1, this is what I did. Day 2, this is what I did. Day 37, this is what I did. And then when day 38 comes around and you didn't post anything, people will fucking call you out. Right? Like, imagine if you kept to that. And then imagine what would happen if you start influencing other people by this challenge. Other people are going to tag along. Now you've created a movement. Now you created a community. Now you're doing a better thing for all the people that are not getting good fitness and health advice. You can literally steal all my shit that I produce for fitness and health and reclaim it as your own. I don't care. At least it's good information. Boom. That was another freaking tangent that I went on from somehow talking about micro goals and macro goals. Anyway, that's it for me. You guys are literally amazing. Thank you so much for listening and watching if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook or wherever the hell I posted it. yeah, share this podcast with your friends and family. Give me a 5-star review on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever the hell you listen to this thing. And 50% off for Black Friday for my Ironclad Body Training System ebook. Hit the show notes, click the link. You'll be added to the list. That's it for me, you guys. This was fun. I love doing these car vlogs and podcast episodes. They're a lot of fun. You guys are amazing. Thank you. That's it for me, you guys. Oh, this guy fell down a little bit.